I logged in and I'm on,
Well, yeah, I know. There is no. There's no way to log in without the correct phone number. You gotta log into host, so.
I'm on there, so
Recording in progress.
there I. So. It worked. I'm gonna log off.
Hey, Chris, can you hear anything?
We can hear you.
I had you on mute.
Oh, there we
No
I can
meeting
hear-
starts.
I can hear everything.
I don't want you guys hearing us, our top secret information going around, so.
Well, we still heard it.
You can read lips.
Yeah. Lip reader.
go. Chris, you look good. How you feeling, man?
A little better. This is like the third week going on, and it's just the worst is in the morning getting out of bed. That's the worst part. Coughing up from crud.
Oh,
But,
yuck.
not too bad.
Well, I'm glad you're still kicking.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Anyhow, I feel good.
Here. Welcome.
If you'll stand, please, and join me in the
I
pledge.
see some of your
I pledge
some of your
allegiance
Facebook stuff. It's awesome.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And now we're gonna recite the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do, emphasizing the bold words. First,
Is it the truth?
second,
Is it fair?
third, we'll build goodwill and better relationships. Fourth, we'll be better.
Is it
It's
fun?
God. Bacon,
Aloha. All right. I thought the crowd is filling in. I thought we had a little, maybe a auction hangover and everybody sleeping in this morning, but it looks like we got a full house again and I'd love to see that.
Paul's coming back. He
Yeah.
brought his name tag and something else, so he's.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get it. Okay.
Eileen, you got a inspirational,
Yes, today's quote comes from Steve Jobs, and it is, "It takes a lot of hard work to make something simple."
all right. Yeah. Visitors today. Amy, of course, he's not a visitor anymore. He's probably like a honorary.
Junior Rotarian.
Yeah, junior Rotarian.
Hey, sorry, apologize for being late. It was not my mom's fault. This is mom.
Hi, Mom. Judy.
Hi, Mom.
Good to see you.
Also a sort of honorary Rotarian occasion.
And then back. Introduce yourself again. Robert. And then our speaker is here, Carol. Okay, so. Good sleep. Maybe we need some OB calisthenics going on here. I'll save you, so birthdays, last Saturday, we had Amelia, had her birthday, is that right? Jack Thornton is on the 16th. Paul Adams, who's getting his badge right now, he is on the 19th, and then Chris Smith is also on the 19th. No anniversaries, Rotary anniversaries, Eileen, on the 14th, 7 years.
Her defection to Everett for a while. Yes. We won't talk about that.
Yeah. Announcements, only thing I really got is just a reminder, we have a holiday party coming up on the 7th. I think it's at John Spencer's house. And it sounds like some kind of murder mystery, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
There's more details to come on that, so.
details are great.
Just another thing, it's Foundation Month, for Rotary, so, challenge all of our Rotarians to give to the foundation. I know we do, most of us do in our views, and we think we hit our every Rotarian
We are getting so close.
sitting close, okay, so,
Want to shut the door, Bob?
yeah. I did something this week that I've been talking about doing for a while, is I went on the foundation and I set up my payment monthly, so I don't have to forget and do that, so, it's an easy process, so if that's something you guys are interested, just go to Rotary International and go to the foundation, and it's super simple, so. All right, speakers or reports, Treasurer Lori,
All good.
We have money.
we have money.
I still have some sponsorships coming in, so don't think that we're done.
Yeah.
We can bring in sponsorships all year long.
good note. Did any update on, so auction?
Cheryl.
Okay,
Stuff on that.
I don't know if you wanna keep money separated, or I'll wait till Eileen's report.
Do you want me to report now? I'm waiting.
Okay, we'll skip Gary for now and we'll just go right to you.
Okay. Well, I think, we raised, including sponsorships and everything, 64,595, which is amazing. We are a tiny bit down from last year. However, this is what I find interesting. We had less auction items and we raised the same amount of money. So we had better live auction items, which I think was fantastic. And of course, Lena Ford was a huge draw, so thank you. I know you don't like the spotlight, but there you go. Thank you all for attending. Raquel, for those of you who don't know, Raquel's taking it over for next year. She's gonna be the chairperson. So I'm getting with her to work on a date, so we can get that solidified before it moves over to her team for next year. And we're gonna need a bigger boat, so we're looking at some different options. Possibly maybe Lake Connor, Park, they have the chamber used to do their event there, and they have a kitchen and it's much bigger. And then also maybe Life Point Church, although I don't know how everybody feels about having it there, but they have a bigger venue, they have the film festival there. So, because the mill is about the same size as Carlton Farm, as is Machias Meadows.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know, we gotta think bigger, but I think the feedback on Ruth's food was great. She added some new items this time, which I thought was well received. And although we only had 51 bidders, we had over 100 people in the room. So that was pretty awesome.
There's a lot of couples.
Yeah, so I feel like, did everybody that bid got their receipts? Cause there was a little glitch with Greater Giving. They had done an update right before the weekend. And so when I ran the batch Sunday morning, I couldn't see, print, or look at the receipts. So I had to call them on Monday and manually batch them all and get them all sent out. So I have downloaded them and saved them. So if somebody did not receive their receipt, please let me know. And we will get that resolved. That's what I have. I just want to thank everybody for the support, and I thought it went really well. Raquel brought a lot of great things to the, the coffee bar, which was a hit, the cider was a hit. Bob's choice drawing thing, raffle was great. We want to do that again next year. I have all that book of tickets I gave to Gary to put in the storage, so we can just use those next year if you're good with that. And if you want to take that on again, that would be fabulous. So I just thanks to everybody who participated, helped set up, support. I thought it was a really good event, and we had a lot of new faces in the room, which was great. So I'm open to other feedback if anybody has anything they'd like to share.
I had a lot of comments about the little raffle, the way it was done. That was a lot of fun for people.
Yeah, and it helped kind of boost up our income, which was wonderful. And we raised $20,000 in the paddle race for scholarships too. So that was great.
I'm heading down to storage after today. Anybody, I can grab some stuff.
So and if anybody needs, I'll put on my other hat, which is club services. If anybody knows of anybody who needs a card or an outreach, some cheering up, or knows somebody's having surgery or whatever, please let me know so that I can get that taken care of. That's all I have.
Well, thank you. And thanks, everybody, like she mentioned, thanks to everybody that attended, everybody that helped out behind the scenes, that helped, maybe couldn't attend. We missed everybody that couldn't attend, and it was a great event. So
And
thank
it
you.
was, I will say this too, it was a lot easier wrangling everybody's packages. Everybody was really good about getting me the information and not having to worry about the beer and the wine. It made things so much more streamlined, so that was a good decision.
Yep.
Just gonna share it with you.
All right, Gary.
Next board meeting is gonna be on Wednesday, December 11th at Sherwood at 5:30. We did pick up $1,000 sponsorship check, yesterday from John Spencer. And, starting on Thursday, 11/21 to 12/02, I'm gonna be gone, going to Tucson. We come back, we have one day, and on 12/04, we hit to Maui for my nephew's wedding for 10 days.
It's a long wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it's, my wife said, we're going to Maui. One day for the wedding and the rest, we're gonna just do our own thing.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, well. You better line me up good when you leave, or someone up when you leave, because
Kristen is gonna take the minutes and I will have everything to you guys in time for the meeting.
you'll bring your computer, so you'll be working on the beach and.
There was a question at the board meeting, would I go shirtless? And I'm not doing a Jim Hayes. First of all, you all would be embarrassed. Second of all, so would I.
Well, to Jim's defense, it was like 4 a.m. in Hawaii when we had our meeting, so.
No excuse,
Yes,
no excuse.
no excuse. All right, Brian,
I won't be in town for the Helms. I'm actually going out of town, so they're gonna do a Zoom
okay,
for a couple of us that can't make it, so I'm gonna attend by Zoom.
okay. All right, well. You'll feel the wrath of Dave or Kathleen if you don't show up, so.
Oh, no, they'll get a piece of my mind.
All right, did Eileen, Rochelle's not here. Bob, anything on foundation?
Yeah.
All right. International, Chris.
So nothing new, but there is a board meeting next Thursday, which I'll be at, so there'll be more information next Friday, and I should probably be able to be at the meeting, so. Hallelujah.
How are you feeling?
Well, pretty good. This is like the third week as of today that, the worst is in the morning, coughing up crud and things like that, or, getting too excited in front of somebody, then you go into a coughing spasm, but I'm on the other end, so I feel good about that.
Yay. We missed you at the auction.
I wish it could have been there,
Not
but
on the other end either.
yeah. So how much did my tequila go for? Anybody know, or no big deal?
Find out, let you know. I can ping you.
I got it for $5, thanks.
Awesome. Yeah. Hey, come on over. I'll help you drink it.
All right, membership, Raquel, not here, vocational, Kristen's not here. Kendra is not. Is that? Jim have a question now? Yeah, that's me. Programs, Kendra, no. Public image, Rand?
Morning, everybody. Eileen, I had a disagreement with Lynn last night over how much money we should spend on the grandkids for Christmas. So if you could send me a card just agreeing with me, just says Rand is right, that would be really emotionally supportive of me right now.
I will do my best.
I appreciate it. Let's see what else we got going on. I'm going to just show you something real quick here. So in about a week or so, I'm going to place an order for some Yeti mugs. This is a sample of Gary's. If anybody wants one of these, they should let me know. They should also let me know what color they would like, whether be it blue, green, red, black, dark blue, whatever. And these cost about $56 a piece. That's why they're not on our swag store. I order these for clients every year with my clients' logos on them. So we're just dropping some more on the order this year. If you'd like one of these, you just need to send me an email and tell me what color you would like. And that's all there is to say about that.
What about the font? Is that stuck, that kind of font?
No, if you want something less feminine, Chris, we can give you a masculine font. I can think of a really masculine font for you. Okay, with like muscles.
He can't read cursive writing anymore, so it's.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say one thing as a brand cop. You know, a little over a year ago, the board took on the consideration as we started kind of a new public image process. And the first thing we did, because we were using multiple club names out there, so the first thing the board did was it took a 2-month period and reflected and voted that the name of our club is Lake Stevens Rotary. And we codified a logo, Lake Stevens Rotary. And I just want to put that out to everybody that as we talk about our club, that's the name of our club, is Lake Stevens Rotary. It helps reemphasize that brand image. And if we're ever going to print anything like signage or materials, we should certainly use the right logo. And when we don't do that, we're not being supportive of our board and the decisions that it makes. And quite frankly, the people who work on things like image don't want to work on it anymore if everybody can't get on the same page. So I don't want to be Debbie Downer or anything. I just want to say, hey, our name is Lake Stevens Rotary, and we have a logo. And if anybody needs that logo, I'm happy to send it to you. And Ron, that concludes my report.
All right, well, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, Sergeant Arms.
But
What?
one of the things that we discussed, at our board meeting was, today, we will pass around the, bucket for contributions that would go through the toy drive that, Lake Stevens Resource Center is conducting tomorrow. I think we have until 12/4 to, Anthony, was it 12/4 or 12/11?
And we can bring toys too.
Anthony.
For what? Sorry, I'm doing something.
Oh, yeah, I know you are.
Just like Brian.
Toys, Resource Center, 12/4 or 12/11?
12/11. Ish.
Fish.
Yeah.
So, but we can bring
That
toys.
week is like, that week is like the last family.
Yeah, so we can bring it to it.
We could do it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it next week as well.
Yeah, definitely.
'Cause
All right.
I forgot.
We have our occasional guests come in and pick a red ticket out of there, please. Read the last 3 numbers. Nice and loud.
738.
Oh, just missed it by one.
That is a long one.
No,
Agreed.
did you
Somebody
get it?
came
No,
in early.
Who was right before me?
What's the number?
738.
And, oh.
Yeah.
I don't either. I'm just supporting fun.
But I love gambling.
Let's only have to battle though. You gotta take out the
The ducky.
yellow duck.
Ducky.
No. W.
Wow.
Oh, we do have a consolation prize for you, so there you go. Yes. Why is there a square in here? Alrighty. Before we get to other stuff, I'm gonna have everybody stand up. Everybody up?
You know, Brian? Oh.
Evans Junior.
And up. There we go.
He was helping me
All
out
right.
with something.
So we'll just put our arms out forward. Now reach into your wallet, purse, whatever, pull out your wallet, your purse, your phone, right? And then bring out some money. Good, good. All right, good. Have a seat. Hi, Paul. That's it.
I'm happy
You said
because
2 people ahead of you. so-
I got in and went home and got my badge. As a new member, show up well.
Excellent.
Why did you get a new badge?
This is what my other one looks,
Well, love.
yes, it's all scratchy and.
She needed a refresh.
It was old, okay, it was old. She's
All right.
been here a long time.
Yeah.
Go.
Point of order,
Yes.
are we collecting money for toy drive or are we doing Happy Bucks?
We're gonna do Happy Bucks and then the toy drive.
Okay, so we're not combining them or are we separating
Well, we can
them?
do that.
Okay, I just,
because I have a separate container for the
okay.
toy drive.
Perfect.
So, all right, you know, I'm gonna have to leave momentarily, but are you happy?
It's Friday.
Man, a few words.
I'm also happy.
Good.
There.
Good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Actions speak louder than words.
Played all the instruments here.
Yeah.
Did I skip Tracy?
Yeah.
Not yet.
No, you have on this road.
Well,
Fred's not gonna leave money on the
no, I was just asking about her bag.
Yeah, just happy, the auction was fabulous, thanks for, I think everyone else did so much work on that.
Speaking of badges,
Yes,
I think you're wearing the wrong one.
Oh.
Well, that's a fine.
that is definitely a fine.
Debbie?
No, you don't want to see, so I put it in my, cup holder, I mean, in my, by my gear shift, and pulled my, oh. Yeah, so that's right.
I am very happy and sad. One happy dollar that my son will be home in a week. Yay. Very sad that I won't be here next week. I have a tailgate networking event in Layla.
I call shenanigans.
Hey, you're not here. Let's do lunch. I'm on here.
I thought you were gonna say you were staying. Happy birthday. Last week, was it?
Happy bucks first.
Happy bucks first.
Oh,
Then the Twitter.
Anyhow, I had a wonderful time in Hawaii.
Nice.
Had a family reunion. 300.
I was gonna say.
What?
300.
That was a shitty old. We all spread out.
Yeah.
And I have nieces and nephews. But be there for a while, I help get your family together, but, oh no, I had a fantastic.
You were supposed to bring the warm weather back.
I did. I came back here on the, I think it was last week on a Monday. And the sun was shining from the whole week. So I did bring back
Okay.
the sunshine.
How is the surfing?
I was the surfing, yeah.
The surfing was wonderful.
And exciting days, you brought the sun together.
Her friends,
Still in shape.
her friend Jack and Donna that went with her were very nervous sitting on the beach, watching her do surfing. So at any age, you can do anything that you want to do.
Can I be like you when I grow up?
This is, for getting ready to go for some sunshine. My daughter says the weather is perfect down in, Tucson. It's gonna be that way all the time. And this is, Bob, thanks for Lotto Ford. I thought it was a nice addition.
Thanks, yeah.
I think it was class act, and I think she just, you know, what you see is what you get with her. So it was nice to be able to talk to her.
Sydney Christmas next year, maybe? Are you happy? I'm ready.
Just Friday, happy to be here. Hopefully the sun comes out, but, yeah,
They said it's going to.
I hope so.
Did you say 50% ahead, Chris? I think that's 100% ahead.
Well, you know, I'm trying to be nice. It is Friday.
Christine,
Flex, I am leaving for Disneyland for a week on the
Hey.
day as possible.
Alright.
taking the kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The grown-ups, they don't get kids.
It's-
You're almost a kid, all right?
Yeah.
Christine's happy too, because she's on the Lake Stevens Food Bank board now.
Yeah.
And apparently is the only unemployed retired person, I should say, that has an office at the food bank, thanks to Anthony. Right.
Wow. Moving up a little bit.
Not yet.
Tracy, hi again.
Yes, happy dollars. Mom's here to visit. We're gonna put Christmas out tomorrow or today.
Not Thanksgiving yet.
I'm sorry.
Stop
This
it.
is the only-
You are not the Christmas boss.
How tall is the tree gonna be this year?
That was my one.
You know, it just depends on the tree. It has to speak to me. We'll get the tree after Thanksgiving.
All right, well, you imported from Connecticut like they did at Rockefeller Center. I bet. All right. Mr. President.
Happy Bucks. It's Friday. Gonna go to see the Huskies. Hopefully become bowl eligible today. Their last chance probably. So
They're playing UCLA.
UCLA, it's gonna be
Uh-oh.
not raining, so. Lovely. Enjoyed the auction immensely. It was great. Thank you to everybody and.
Let's go to our online team here. Rand?
I'm extremely happy because as a business owner, I have my own bank accounts, which means my wife will have no idea how much money I spend on my grandkids.
This is being recorded, you know.
Yeah, she doesn't watch. It's okay. Blah, blah, blah.
Good in the Grand Caymans?
Mr. Vallow?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, kind of coming out of the end of the tunnel there, so happy about that. I'm happy the auction went really well. It sounded like a good time down there and everybody's gelling together. That's awesome. And happy Friday, everybody.
All right. Johanna?
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm
morning.
happy. I just found out that we're expecting a grandson in April.
All right.
And good morning, Jim.
Hey, good morning. Happy it's Friday. Go Dogs. And we're anxiously awaiting our 6th grandchild here in, well, I guess they show up whenever they want to show up, but in about 2 weeks. So we're excited about that.
Good deal.
I am going toy shopping with Tracy for her event, but my event too. So I'll be bringing toys home for my event and we'll be getting toys for her event. It's gonna be very fun because we like to shop and spend days.
That's more like buying, but
I learned well.
getting any toys for her.
Oh, I will, not that kind of toy, yeah.
Oh. Thank you.
Oh. Okay.
Spearheading the gap.
I am happy that the auction is over,
Yeah.
but I am happy that it went so well and so smoothly. I'm happy to see Amelia back. We missed you. Mwah. Happy to see Chris. Happy to see your mom. Just love everywhere. Love. And I'm happy that it's Friday and in a week I will be on vacation. And I am putting up my other 2 trees this weekend. Scrooge pants.
I know where you live.
Yeah.
Because I was late, how much total was raised?
64,595.
65,595. We had $1,000 probably.
Oh, no, that
I
was.
think it was that.
I'm sorry, I was out of town.
There's some guy in the
You are
corner kept
right.
raising 170,
Yes.
170.
Yeah,
we're crushing it. We almost got several.
And you guys made the best bartenders. I'm just trying to say. Best bartenders.
You made a good bartender. I made a pretty good bar back.
She did fill my beer up quite a few times, so I decided to go to Paul.
You guys very generous for this record.
That's Paul coined the volunteer for, so
Yeah.
we gotta do that.
We have wine left over.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We have a lot of wine.
Ready for next year.
So, I'm super happy this year. I don't have to climb up on the roof of the house and put up lights because we're gonna hire somebody. And it's amazing. At some point, you realize that you are not invincible and the fear of falling off that roof actually gets you. Because last year when I was up there with my 22-year-old son who wouldn't go all the way to the top with me, he's standing on the bottom ledge going, "You got this." And I'm like, and I would do this. I literally got to the edge and I'm laying on my stomach and putting my hands over because I wouldn't get close. And all I could see is Christmas Vacation, where he comes sliding down the top, right off. But I'm thinking, I'm not Chevy Chase, I'm gonna break something. So thank God, there's nothing down there except another drop off because I'm right on the edge. So I would.
You would hit another part of the roof.
It would have been, well, you know, the sheer edge would have been down to the, what you would think would be the ground, but there's like this much, and then it drops off another 8 feet to my neighbor's driveway. And so it would have been a 90,000 foot fall, and I would have been crippled for life. And so,
Wow.
and my seconds just would have stood there and just watched the whole time and probably said, "Are you okay?" Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so, and like, I was definitely gonna laugh. But you know what's ridiculous? My son wouldn't get up the year before, wouldn't get up to do the lights. We're out of town. his fiance did. And I'm like, you are.
Find a pilot.
All words I could say. And I did with my son, and I won't hear, but I'm like, you let your fiance climb up on the roof, and there's a picture of her. Mind you, I said I'm on my stomach, she's kneeling at the edge, and I'm like, you crazy nuts.
So he
Like,
took pictures too.
so, yeah, he did. I don't know if it was proof that he's a wuss, or proof that she did it. I don't know which it was, but it's great because I have a copy. And I use it all the time,
I
so.
don't know, bro. My immediate thought was, man, if you injure yourself, you're crippled, how are you gonna redeem yourself at the cook-off next year?
It's all rigged, it doesn't matter. I'll be next to you now, because I'll bring all of the stuff that I've done, all of the trophies, all the plaques, and then we can see how this is, and what I'm thinking we need to have.
There is a-
hot dog cook-off, because I think that's probably more in line.
All right.
Yeah.
He does not deserve.
Are you happy?
Agree.
I'm very.
Okay.
Yeah.
Works for us too. All right. Mr. Bob.
I'm happy. I got a late flight back early last night just so I could be here.
Nice.
Okay.
You've got your head. Yes, we'll come back to you.
Just happy to be here. Happy Friday.
Good deal. Lori.
So, we've got speaking of having other people do things, we've got somebody building a shed for us today instead of us doing it ourselves. So that is really nice. But we had to be out there yesterday morning, making sure the ground was down, it's nice level, it's just pouring down rain. When I could feel water dripping down the inside of my jeans. So it was nice today for our builders. And, so tomorrow going to the quilt show with my daughter, so that's always fun to see what's going on there.
Good deal, and I'm happy for our successful auction. Thank you again. And I'll kick off our toy drive in our theme bucket here. So we're raising the money again for
Toys.
toys for the resource center.
$20.
There you go. Gonna Venmo that in? Venmo.
Yep.
There we go. Good deal. Close the door, close the door. Yeah. Thank, Tracy's mom for that. Deal, good deal. Anybody else here? Enough with the chili here, enough with the chili.
Oh, I'm gonna bring toys next.
All right,
Yeah.
anybody else? Oh, there we go. Okay. Mr. President.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And we'll do that again next week if anybody wasn't here or.
And wrapping paper, guys, I didn't know about this, but she did the wrapping paper drive as well, she gives out wrapping paper,
Right.
roll of wrapping paper for each kid that gets a toy.
Okay.
She gives them a pair of roll of wrapping paper, so while you're grabbing toys, grab a couple packs of wrapping paper too, I didn't know that till the chamber luncheon, so. I'm gonna
Also,
get-
we will be at the Target parking lot tomorrow from 11 to 2, collecting toys and the wrapping paper and everything like that. And if you have kids or grandkids and you want to get pictures, the Grinch will be there and all of the Max and all the Who's. As well as fire department and police department. Yeah.
What about our selfies with Santa? That's worth mentioning too.
You said Brian's gonna be there?
That's next week.
Yeah.
You said Brian's gonna be there as a Grinch?
He's talking to Eileen, he's not listening.
Brian's never listened.
Oh, no, I listen, it's selective though.
It's very selective.
All right. So our speaker today is Carol Lamar from Perfect Pals. And they are a cat sanctuary. And let Carol come up and talk away here.
Guys do.
Good thing my wife's not here.
I didn't bring cats.
Are you in present mode?
Hold on, I gotta get out of this. Share first, share. There. Go, I can't put on my glasses to see where the present mode is.
Glad you're doing that with me.
Is he doing this though?
That, I'm not sure if I.
That's not the first.
Right. Well, my name is Carol. I am the executive director at Perfect Pals. We're located in Arlington, not far from Lakewood High School. I've been with the organization for 11 years now, and I just became executive director this year in April. A lot of you probably know Kathleen Olson, so she was our executive director before, and she's still there trying to raise money for us until she decides she's done and is gonna officially retire, which I don't believe her, because it sounds like she's gonna be just as busy with you guys. Little bit about Perfect Pals. So Kathy Santala, our founder, she started Perfect Pals in her home in Briar back in 1988. She saw a need in the community. People were bringing her cats, and just, she was just taking them in. She did go and get a kennel license through the city of Briar. And when she went to go expand that kennel license so she could care for more cats, the city council said no. And after some fighting with them, she decided to move. So that's when she came up here into the Arlington area. Kathy actually passed away this year in August at 82 years old. When she bought this was what the property looked like before. So it was, I don't know if anyone's been out to our location in Arlington, but when she bought the property in 1993, it was, I believe that front area were horses, that's all parking lot now. The buildings are still there, but they look very different. Everything's been renovated. That little building in the middle that looks like a garage is our clinic, which it's less than 500 square feet, so it's very tight. We do have some new buildings on the property too, and then later I'll talk to you about what we're gonna do with that old clinic eventually, hopefully. We also have 2 satellite adoption centers. We're in the Renton Landing PetSmart, and we're also in the Marysville PetSmart. That gives us the ability to get our cats out there into the public eye a little bit more. We used to have a lot more offsites, but with the pandemic, a lot of those got shut down. They're run by our volunteers, and so when everything closed in 2020, a lot of our volunteers just didn't feel comfortable coming back in a public setting like that. So we had to pull out of some of our stores, but our Renton Landing PetSmart has been strong the entire time. And Marysville PetSmart's a new one that we just got into this year. And we do a lot of adoptions from our Arlington main campus too. Yeah. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about how Perfect Pals fits into animal welfare on a national level and what we're doing to help with what's going on out there. So a lot of what we're seeing here in Washington with the shelters being full, a lot of kittens being born, we're seeing that also all across the United States. And especially in the southern states where the weather is warm almost all year round, you'll find that it's kitten season and puppy season all year round. We're here, it does slow down a little bit in the wintertime for us. But we are starting to see more kittens and pregnant moms in the winter too now. So we might be, the time of our slow season might be gone now, so. There's 3, so at Perfect Pals, we take in surrenders, we take in transfers from other shelters, but we also will take our cats back. So if someone adopts from us and for some reason can't keep our cats, then we will always take those cats back. So they'll always have a home with us no matter what. Lately, we've been talking about the major issues that are causing people to surrender their pets and then how we can help that eliminate those barriers. A lot of our goals going forward are to try to keep those pets in homes. So it almost sounds like we're working ourselves out of our jobs, but I feel like Perfect Pals will always be needed, and we can always, if for some reason it does come down to we don't have enough cats, we'll just rebrand ourselves and move more into education, but I think there'll always be a place for us. 3 of the major issues that cause people to surrender their pets are access to veterinary care, behavior issues with their pets, and housing challenges. So we'll touch on each of those a little bit. So 66% of American families own a pet, But 1 out of 4 of those families have not received veterinary care for their pets in the last 2 years due to their finances. And this includes spay and neuter, which then increases the population, which then fills the shelters, which puts us in that position where shelters have to make really hard decisions. And then inflation has also been an issue. We've even seen at Perfect Pals, our expenses have increased quite a bit over the last few years because the supplies that we order have been increasing in price. So currently Perfect Pals, our little piece of helping with that veterinary care is that we offer free spay and neuter vouchers for people that are experiencing financial insecurities. So they can call us at any time. We will issue those vouchers, and then we partner with places like NOAA and Feral Cat Spay and Neuter, and there's a couple of them that I think off the top of my head, but they can go then and get their cats spayed and neutered, and we only do cats, but there are other organizations that'll do dogs. And also those numbers, those also go for dogs too. Like people are adopting, but just not being able to afford to the veterinary care. Our hope is in the future that we'll be able to open a low-cost not spay and neuter, a low-cost vaccine clinic where people can come and get those necessary vaccinations and maybe an exam for a lot less than what they might be spending at a private practice. And this doesn't replace private practices. What we're finding right now is private practices are very full. It's really hard to get an appointment. I've heard some that aren't taking new clients at all. And so they're only seeing the people that they've seen. And so people are adopting and then they're just hitting barrier after barrier when it comes to getting their pets in to get seen. Part of that is there's not enough veterinarians. The schools are trying to give incentives to get more people in the door to be veterinarians. But of course, that takes time because of all the schooling. So you're not going to turn those around in the next year and have all these new veterinarians. And we're gonna actually move to having our spay and neuters in-house instead of doing the vouchers in the future, so that'll help hopefully. Another barrier for people keeping their pets are behavior issues. And so you have, and this also goes with dogs too. I focus on cats because that's what we do. But we see this across the board with all pets in people's homes. Inappropriate litter box habits, aggressive behavior, biting, excessive vocalization, which I think for each person, there's a barrier, you know, there's like a threshold that you can handle. I have a cat that's part Siamese and all he does is talk. And I keep telling him to use his inside voice and he doesn't do it, so. Pawing and scratching at doors all the time. And then we see cats getting returned because they're too shy or they're antisocial. They're not they wanted a lap cat or they wanted a cat that was more friendly. And when that cat came home, they just hid under the bed. Perfect Pals has a couple programs that we really focus on right now. We have been partnering with the Monroe Correction Center since 2006. And we have seen over 1,000 of our cats go through their program. So they go and there's 2 units at the Monroe Corrections where the inmates are trained to be a one-on-one caregiver with cats that are under socialized. And it started off with just kittens, and now we've moved over to sending in adult cats also. The men in the program have to follow really strict protocols. Not only do they have to behave, they have to keep things clean, they have to take their medications, they have to do all that. If they break any of those rules, they could be pulled out of the program. What's great about this program is we see it really as a win for both parties. Our cats learn to trust humans again, but it gives these inmates, who some of them are in for life, it gives them a purpose. And we've seen some of these cats come out and be adopted by their family members. And we've had some of the officers at the Monroe Correction Centers also adopt our kittens and cats. It has been an incredible program. Our CAT positive program is a little bit newer, so we use clicker training to help with behavior modification. We learned this through the Jackson Galaxy Foundation, so they came in with some trainers and we did it all on Zoom. And we learned how to teach these cats who are either extremely shy or have other behavior issues, how to kind of reprogram their brains so they understand if I act this way, then I have a positive reinforcement. The kitty you see here, she was our first cat in the program. Her name was Hermit when she first came. And she was extremely shy. And if you got too close to her, she would strike at you. And so when we first started the program, the first two things we had to do. So the first thing we had to do was change her name, because Hermit is always going to make you think that she's gonna be shy and hide. So we named her Hermione. So we called her Hermie. And then the second thing we were to do was to get her just used to our presence. So if she could sit with us and make eye contact, she would get a treat. And luckily, she was very treat motivated. So she would start to get excited to hear us come in with a little bag of treats. Eventually, she started letting us pet her. So she would get treats just for touch. We started with a touch stick. So in case she decided to swat or bite, then she was going after it. And then we moved on to our hands. And I remember the first day, in fact, Connie, who's in this picture, she came in my office and she said, I gave her a belly rub. And I was like, what? She let you touch her belly? And slowly, it wasn't just for Connie, but other people too. We were starting to be able to pet her and love on her. She started doing little tricks. She would boop your finger with her nose, or she would run a little agility course for her little treats. And she ended up getting adopted. So we find that these under-socialized cats, I hate to say it this way, but they don't show well, right? People come in and they want the cat that comes right up and greets them, climbs in their lap and is purring and making biscuits. And that's not what she was doing. She was hiding, she was under blankets, in cat beds, tucked away, hissing. And so she was just overlooked so many times. But once we taught her how to be confident, someone came in and just grabbed her right up and she got adopted. So we've seen this program successful with not just under socialized cats. We had a cat come in recently that had a bite history, and he bit my staff a few times too. And we started the Cat Positive program with him and found out, we also engaged with the behaviorist, found out that he was just extremely smart and extremely bored and didn't know how to communicate properly. So by the time he got adopted, he was doing high fives, ringing bells for treats, going in his carrier without being told, like you could just get in your carrier and he would walk right in, jumping through hoops. So the program, it's been really successful at our shelter, and we're hoping to grow it more, teach more of our volunteers how to train their cats. And we also rolled that program out at the Monroe Correction Center. So they're able to use those skills to help those cats be more socialized. And we also do a lot of, before these cats come into our care, when people call us and say, my cat's peeing inappropriately, my cat's doing this, my cat's doing that, we do a lot of coaching over the phone first. Because again, our whole goal is to try to keep these cats out of the shelters, keep them in their own homes. Everyone's a lot happier that way. Another challenge that we're seeing in Washington and the entire United States is housing issues. So I'm sure we all know I have young adults in my house right now that are having a really hard time getting out of the house. So finding affordable housing is challenging, but finding affordable pet inclusive housing is extremely challenging. There's usually pet deposits, pet rent, and then for dogs, there's breed restrictions. So Seattle Humane documented that over the last couple of years, 15% of their surrenders are coming from people who are having housing challenges. And those weren't just people who were evicted and didn't know where they were going to go. Those were people that couldn't afford to keep their pets because the only place they could find to live was charging them so much more than just the rent to be able to live there. So there's actually some legislation coming up in the state of Washington in January that is gonna be addressing some of this. Currently, Perfect Pals does not have any programs that help address this, but we're hoping to be a voice in that legislation next year. To try to get some of this fixed. So it's just important. I mean, there's a lot of studies out there that say that having pets is good for your health. And so being able to have these pets in your home with you, and not all of them are destructive. I had cats at an apartment, and when I moved out, they tried to charge me for broken blinds because they thought my cats were climbing through them. But my kids broke those blinds. It was not my cats. So there's just, yeah, and I understand too, landlords trying to keep their investments from, getting peed on and scratched on and chewed on and all the things. But I think there's a better conversation that can be had. So if you're interested in being involved in that legislation or want to write your local representatives, I have more information about that, so. So Perfect Pals is, we talked about our little 500 square foot clinic. Right now, everyone is bumping into each other and knocking things over in there. When I go into the clinic, I stand all the way up against the wall. And I'm like, I just came in to check in. So we are actually in the middle of a capital campaign to build a new clinic on our property. So we are going to go from 500 square feet to almost 3,000 square feet. Our hope is that not only will this give us better care for the cats we currently care for, which right now we have 175 cats in our care. About 100 of those are in the shelter and the rest of those are in foster care. But this will also help us help our community better. So with this, we can bring public spay and neuter back into our facility instead of the voucher system. And we should be able to open up that low-cost spay and neuter or vaccine clinic so that the community has another resource. And we're also hoping to partner with other organizations who could utilize that space. So we've been contacted by a couple spay and neuter organizations that would like to come down this direction, like they're up in Whatcom, and they'd like to come down this direction to do a clinic here. They just didn't have space. And right now, our current 500 square feet, it can't accommodate that, so. I feel like I really blew through that, but that's okay. So this is a video from our founder, Kathy Santala. Oh, do I have sound?
That's probably the school
Oh,
issues with sound.
I'll just skip it. She just talks a lot about her vision and how it started. We had a student that came in and did this video of her. But this was always her passion from the beginning. She just saw this need of these cats that were just being turned away. And we take in a lot of special needs cats too. So Kathy really loved the old and the crunchy and the sick and the under socialized. And so where a lot of shelters have short length of stay where cats are coming in and getting adopted really quickly, some of our cats will be with us for a year or more because we're trying to address those health issues before we get them out to get adopted and behavior issues. So how can you help? Well, you can give to your local shelter and, wouldn't say no if you wanted to give the Perfect Pals. But we need more than money, right? I mean, money is great. I'm not saying no, please donate money. But items and then also your time as volunteers are really important to all the shelters, not just Perfect Pals. Follow them on social media and share on your social platforms. Right now, I have 2 brochures and a flyer. We're doing one of those challenges where you go on and you vote every day for your favorite shelter. So if you want information on how to vote for Perfect Pals, so we can get some supplies, and also if we win, we get, I think, a $5,000 check. So sharing that stuff is really helpful for all the different shelters and organizations. If you're interested, serve on a board of directors. They're volunteer positions that offer the financial oversight of the organizations. And I know, I have a fabulous board and they're all really engaged and love what Perfect Pals does. And then just stay up to date on local animal welfare legislation and write your representatives if you feel that that's something you want to support. So, and if you're interested in a tour at Perfect Pals, just give me a holler. And I guess we open it up for if you guys have questions about Perfect Pals.
I just want to say that when you guys were down in Briar, we adopted
Oh,
a Lynx Point Siamese. He lived with us until he was 16 and then he crossed the Rainbow Bridge,
Oh.
but he was lovely. He was a little bit shy, but he attached himself to my husband and he had a long, healthy life. And I just love what you guys are doing. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I don't know if this is controversial, somebody has a cat shelter, so my apologies in advance. Do you adopt out any cats as barn cats?
We don't, and I don't think it's not, well, for some organizations, it's controversial. For us, our policy is indoor only. So but occasionally we'll get a cat that comes in that isn't thriving inside. And that does happen. So what we do is all the shelters in the area are really good at communicating with each other and partnering with each other. So what we do may not be what another shelter does. So we just kind of lean on each other in that sense. And so Everett Shelter has a really good barn placement program. So occasionally we might transfer one of our cats over to them, and they transfer cats to us. And so we're always, hey, I have a cat that you guys would be better with, but here's one that could go to you. So there are some that do those programs, but we just didn't feel like it was what Kathy wanted, but also, we just didn't have the bandwidth too, because part of that's just making sure that they have, whoever's adopting them has the right setup to make it successful. So, yeah.
We have two, and I don't like cats, and I love these barn cats. So it's, yeah, this is a much more interesting one than it would have been for me 6 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you.
I can say we adopted our cats from Perfect Pals, and my mom, we were looking for 2 kittens, so we went up there and there were these 3 darling cats, and we had to go back and talk to Dave, and Dave's like, well, what's the difference between 2 and 3? Let me tell you, there's a huge difference, but.
There is.
Yeah, huge difference. Did you know you're supposed to have one more cat box than cats?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't. Anyway, we love our cats. One did pass the Rainbow Bridge last year, but the other 2, one is very shy, but she sleeps on me.
Okay.
But you startled her and she runs on the bed. The other one is very vocal. She's very vocal. I think she's deaf too.
Oh,
Anyway, we love her.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I have 4. I started off with 2 and then I had 3. Now I have 4. And then my oldest and their partner just moved their cat into, so there's 5 in my house right now. I'm like, when does this become hoarding? Like, this feels like a lot.
I go to this house and they have 3 cats. They have 2 litter boxes and the whole house is gonna smell eventually, but with this one bathroom where they have one of the boxes smells terribly, but they just have a little tiny sand in there. It just seems to me they need 3 times that much sand. And so how much sand do you put in, or how much?
Is it clumping kitty litter then that they scoop?
They scoop it.
Yeah, so I usually do like a good,
Yeah,
deep.
they have maybe 3 inches.
yeah.
They have 3 cats and it's like, one time I went into the house and I finally told her, I says, your house smells. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, they don't know that because they're in it all the time.
Get nose blind after a while.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'd like
Yeah.
to know something to be able to say to her that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, and then they scratch it all out. It's all over the place. And it's like, who wants to go in that bathroom? And yet that's
Right.
the main person at the house. That's her bathroom. You'd think she would see and you'd think she'd smell.
Yeah.
And it's eventually, the bathroom is right next to her bedroom, so it's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell her she needs more litter.
I think what you tell her is that she's given a bad name to cat ladies. It's not, listen, it's not you, but you're not holding up the reputation of the other cat ladies.
Okay, all right, that sounds even better. Okay.
Great.
Any more
Anyone
questions?
else? Afterwards, if you guys want to grab brochures or the little flyers for the voting, I have them over here. So,
Thank you, thank you, Carol. Alright.
Hey,
Put it in my bank.
bowlers. Yep. So random. What if we did, no, what if we did a bowling team and then we played
And Zimmers.
Rotary, other Rotary?
Set cats together.
Get Arlington to get a team, Everett to get a team. Then we can play against them.
Yeah, there's bowling leagues all over the place that you can just get in.
I think
It's actually fun.
not a bowler at all, so I don't play, I'll go cheer you guys on.
No, it's, you don't have to be a bowler, you can learn.
I put the bumpers out.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you guys online. Have a good weekend.
Yeah. So I've got insurance in our chicken.